Hello, my name is Kevin Nixon, and I will be using the film Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, as you can see on the screen there. And Harry Potter is a story that films the life of Harry Potter and all of his adventures, leading to the final face-off with the protagonist of the story, Lord Voldemort. During this presentation, I will talk about. I'll be using a formulist criticism, and I'll be talking about the characters and the character development, real life connections, and some symbolism that takes place during the movie and the book. Alrighty. As you can see, the first one I'm going to be using is Dolores Umbridge, who is a terrible character that really comes to Hogwarts to create a bunch of chaos, and she works for the government. Her goal throughout the entirety of the story is to make sure that Hogwarts is being run the way that she and the Minister of Magic want to run it. Umbridge is a character where you need to understand her history, or a flashback, to understand why she does some of the things that she does. In the story, she allows herself to show prejudice against other creatures. They call them half-breeds in the story, which, if you want to make a real-life connection to that, you can make a connection to people that use prejudice against anyone, whether they're female, blonde, different skin color, things like that. So, the next person that I'm going to be talking about is one of my personal favorites, Neville Longbottom. Once again, you need to understand the history of Neville to really get the character development throughout the fifth movie. Neville in the previous books and movies is kind of a klutz. He is the bottom of the class and never really amounts to anything. Through adversity in the fifth book, you understand where he comes from and how his parents were tortured, and he really starts to show strides of development in the area of magic throughout the book. You see his character begin to gain confidence and really show leadership, which you see throughout the entirety of the series if you move on in the book and movie series. Neville is a classic example of the underdog and comes through it and comes through that in the end. The next character I'm going to be showing you is Luna Lovegood. Her character is someone that is kind of, she helps out Harry Potter in a way. She's kind of a mixed up. She's kind of a crazy, she has a little crazy to the story, adding some comic relief as well, and revelation to Harry Potter. Through the book we see that Voldemort's plan is to make everyone feel as if they are singled out or alone, but in reality they are not. But yet it's Luna who gives Harry the speech at some point in the fifth movie to let Harry know that he's not alone, that he does have friends, and that he's not in this alone. But yet, if you go on to read Harry, the loneliness that Harry feels eventually gets the better of him, and he ends up, that ends up resulting in the death of his godfather, Sirius Black, in the end of this film. So moving on to, some real life connections. Growing up in high school, one of the biggest things that we talked about was that people do things out of fear, and a real life connection that we can make in that is actually from World War II. And this, in the context of the story of Harry Potter, we see that they don't understand what's going on. They don't realize that Voldemort, who is kind of the protagonist, the person that everyone fears, the symbol of fear, is back. They don't want to realize that he's back, though, and so out of fear they react in stupid ways. And we've seen that happen throughout American history, actually. In World War II, Americans designed Chinese internment camps out of a reaction to the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Now, that I'm not here to judge whether that's right or wrong, but we did do that. So, kind of moving forward, some of the symbolisms used in the book is Dumbledore and the Four Houses. Dumbledore is kind of a symbolism of God to everyone in the books, and the Four Houses kind of symbolize how here in America we like to separate each other, and we like to have a separation. We always categorize people into groups, like this person's in that group and this person's in this group. So that's what the houses kind of do, and actually J.K. Rowling and the director kind of preach against that if you watch the movies and or read the books throughout the entirety of the story. So yeah, that was my reaction to Harry Potter, and I hope you enjoyed it.